Morning. I know there's a lot of static in the background, but can you hear me okay? Any thumbs up you can hear me all right? Hey, Boxer Mom. Dan. Morning. That's Too Slick. What's up? Nadine. Can you all hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or loud and clear or yes or something, please. You can hear me all right. I know there's static, but can you hear me? Yep, cool. All right, good. Um, this is not something I really wanted to do, but I have asked several people with much larger channels and influence than I have to bring this to everyone's attention, and no one has. And so I'm going to do it. I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to do it because we are at a time now where this just continues on and on and on, and I know it's not going to stop. But it's coming to a point now where it's gone past ridiculous. And what this is I don't know how many people are familiar with this channel, but it's called Exalted Lamb 1. And this is a channel that's been around since August of 2018. It has about 4 million views on the videos. It's got about 32,000 subscribers, which isn't a lot when you look at channels that have hundreds of thousands, even millions or whatnot. But that's enough people. And I guess it's got about 413 videos. So when you add all that up and you do that math, that is years of basically lying to people on a monthly basis, hopefully not shipwrecking people's faith and causing them to lose faith, but who knows the full damage concerning that, for years. So, like I said, you add all that up, millions of views, 413 videos, pretty much on a monthly basis, sometimes bi or tri-monthly, where these videos come out with these fake timelines that always culminate in a rapture or multiple raptures. Now, I know a lot of people can't read this, so I'm going to read it to you. And there's really no sense in listening to what this has to say, all right? But I will point this out. Ephesians 5:11, having no part in the worthless deeds of darkness, but instead exposing them. Well, that sounds very noble and valuable. The problem with that is this doesn't really expose anything. All it does is promote a channel. Because like I said before in my videos, these people don't work. They don't work actual jobs, real jobs. They come on and they are content creators and they lie to people in the name of the Lord more times than not. And they do it constantly and they get away with it all the time. And people say, well, why is this important? Why does this concern you? Why, because of Ephesians 5:11. We are supposed to call this out, and we are supposed to expose these people because they don't stop. They've been warned, they've been informed, they have been told, but they do not stop. And and one person on here, I read the comments, one person on this latest video called, it's basically called Does the Feast of Trumpets or something start in October or something like that. Did the full moon start the events of October, something like that. But anyway, the important thing here is the timeline that never ever comes to pass. And like I said, when it comes to exposing and why do people care and why should this come out, because it hurts people. And eventually, like I said before, I lost my train of thought for a second. In the comments, one person actually came out and said that this is ridiculous. Are we supposed to believe any of this? And what was the response? An attack, of course. Well, everybody else is singing the praises. But let me go through this with you, okay? Because today is the 10th. All right, this is what it says. A timeline of likely events, October 25 on the Gregorian calendar, 10/9 and 10/10. Melania and Barron Trump. This is what it says, okay? This is what it says. Are killed in a 9/11 style attack by an Iranian-backed terrorist group. Okay? All right. Tactical nuke is detonated in or near Berzhany, Ukraine. Zelensky is assassinated. Okay? Nuke is detonated. All right, I already said that. Okay. And then the Strait of Hormuz closes, and King Charles III dies of cancer, giving way for William to become the uh, the fifth king, I guess. Now, all of that is supposed to happen by midnight tonight. They always give themselves 2 days, you know, just like that Joseph clown, September 23rd, 24th, because of the timeline, or the time change and so forth, you know, depending on what time zone people live in, you know, or it's October 6th or 7th. It's always a 2-day window, okay? So if this doesn't happen by like 4 a.m., I guess the 11th, because of, you know, the time, because of the time zone in the Pacific or whatever, then this is bunk, like it has been every single month since August of 2018. It has never, ever been right. But it gets better, okay? Then somehow between the 10th and the 11th, there's supposed to be the transformation of the 144,000 people who took the hokey pokey, which I guess is the beast shot, you know. They go mad, likely at midnight on the 10th, going into the 11th. Okay? And then there's a rapture, of course there is, of all the innocent children by Jesus before people go mad, basically. And that's the first event to happen. So all of that's supposed to happen like today, tomorrow time frame. Okay? Then the bad aliens, the army of the manufactured creatures, this sounds like a bad science fiction movie, okay? Come out of the portal created by CERN off the southwest coast of Florida, Los Angeles, and New York, and they attack. And then the good or the benevolent aliens who show up later and falsely say they removed the innocent children before they could be harmed. Then a meteor hits Las Vegas, okay? I'm sorry. And even possibly Seattle, Washington. The Hoover Dam is destroyed, and the members of the Church of Smyrna from Revelation 2, 8 through 11, okay, are captured and put in FEMA concentration camps. Now, all of that is going to happen by today, tomorrow, into Sunday, because I think Monday, I believe, is the 13th. Then, on the 13th, much lava flows heavy through Hawaii, once again from the Kilauea eruption. Obama dies from a head wound, most likely in Hawaii. I don't even know if he's in Hawaii. Last I heard, they're trying to arrest the dude. I don't know. Okay. Once again from the Kilauea eruption. All right. Then there's a nuke attack on Manhattan, which supposedly killed, he says, Trumple, referring to, you know, the dumpster there, okay, in Trumple Tower, okay. Then there's the Taksim Mosque is attacked, and then the U.S. aircraft carriers are attacked, the Lincoln, the Truman, and the British HMS Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier. Now, all of this is supposed to happen starting today, well, technically it was yesterday, and then today, and then this weekend, and then into Tuesday. Then on Tuesday, Obama and the dumpsters assassinations are reported. All right, what took so long, I don't know. All right, let's see. And then, let's see. Iran takes credit for it all, officially starting World War III. I mean, this is a vivid imagination. Okay. Anyway, so Manhattan is nuked. Iran takes credit for it all. The Lincoln is reported as completely destroyed. the Trumans attacked with some survivors. And then on the 17th and 18th, another rapture. So first the baby rapture, the child, the children are left, okay. And then on the 17th and 18th, then it's the rapture of the 144,000 worldwide, and then a worldwide mega tsunami hits the west coast, all right, due to a Russian sub that fires a nuclear Poseidon torpedo hitting the Helena slump and causes an east rift, in the east rift zone, southern part of Hawaii, to break off into the ocean. A mega tsunami hits the east coast due to the hidden Russian sub that fires a Poseidon torpedo, a nuclear Poseidon, torpedo, well, Russia's going to be really busy, hitting the base of La Palma Island, the Canary Islands, causing the larger part of the southwest section of the island to break off into the ocean. Then there's more mega earthquakes, 10 plus magnitude, all across the U.S., caused by both coasts being hit by mega tsunamis simultaneously. Then on the 20th and 21st, another rapture. Man, Jesus is going to be busy. Of the balance of the faithful. Okay, I know people are saying, you're mocking, you shouldn't do that. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely going to mock this, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Including the Church of Smyrna to Jesus. The nuke attacks on 23 major cities in the U.S. Then on the 21st and 22nd begins the tribulation. Obama the Antichrist is alive and comes into power worldwide. Pope Francis, that dude, man, he's a rotting corpse by now, but somehow he comes back. Okay. I guess they got to dig him up. Anyway, he comes back. He's alive, and he says Obama brought him back to life days earlier, becoming Obama's advocate, the false prophet of the Antichrist Obama. Then the good aliens show up in giant ships and work with humanity to upgrade and be like them by taking the mark. Is that the end of this thing? Yes. Okay. So, why am I mocking this? Why do I make fun of this? Why am I taking the time to do a live stream on this, even with all the static in the background that's annoying and everything? Why do I care? I'll tell you why. Because in the comments, the defense here is, I'm bringing people to Jesus through these videos, through Gematria, through this calendar, through that calendar. I'm talking about Jesus, and I'm mentioning Jesus, and I'm bringing people to Jesus. All right. Even if that's true, it may or may not be under false pretenses. But even if that's true, how long do you still think, people will stay with Jesus and stay in the faith and will continue to trust in the Lord and continue to read the Bible and continue to be a part of a fellowship and continue to continue to exercise blind faith? When this happens month after month after month, year after year after year, all the way since August of 2018, and people do nothing but make excuses for it, it never comes to pass, never will come to pass, at least not in this timeline of a format, okay? And it happens every single month, practically. Sometimes 2 to 3 times a month. And nobody cares. And nobody pays attention. That's the good thing about it, that nobody's paying attention, except for the 32,000 people, the almost 4 million views for the last 7 years, and the 413, I think it is, videos that have come out that people have watched. But so by what I mean by nobody's paying attention is no one is calling it out. No one is saying anything. No one, and one person actually had the guts to say, do you actually expect us to believe there was this ridiculousness? And they got attacked for it. Of course they did, because everybody else is blind people. They are gullible, naive, biblically ignorant, biblically illiterate, blind people. Somebody's got to say something. Somebody's got to expose it. Somebody's got to do something about this, you know? And I wouldn't usually, you know, I was like, I'm going to let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. But it's to the point now, because of the fake raptures, this October 6th, 7th thing, and before that the 23rd and 24th, and all the other deception, and all the other delusion, and all these people with their platforms or whatever. How many people do you think are going to go to hell because they keep listening to this nonsense? You know, they're going to lose their faith. Maybe not right away, you know, but eventually they're going to be like, man, even the dumbest person's going to realize they've been lied to. It's like, man, you just keep lying to me every single month. And then, like I said yesterday in my video, people pay them for it. This is their job. This is what they do. This is how they support their families. This is how they take care of themselves and their families. They don't work real jobs like you and me or other people. If you're retired, you know, whether you're retired military, you own your own business, or you work for some boss for 20, 30 years or whatever, and now you're finally retired or whatever, and you busted butt for your whole life. Not these people. Nope. They might have worked at it for a period of time, from time to time, company to company, this, that, whatever. Nope. This is their job. Deceiving, lying, manipulating, coming up with unbelievable timelines, just shocking, month after month, year after year. Like I said, sometimes 2 to 3 times a month. And I see a lot of other channels exposing this and that and putting this out there and that out there and so forth. But nothing on this. And this is the most ridiculous, asinine thing. And I said, if it happened like one time, or, you know, something like that, you know, like somebody puts it in a book, like, and they try to sell a book, like a science fiction book or whatever, or like Frank Reddy thing, This Present Darkness, or whatever else, and they're like some Christian horror writer novel or whatever, novelist. Okay, fine, whatever. People want to buy that garbage and then read it and whatever. Okay, fine. But no, this is a consistent, constant, continuous form of lying, deceit, and manipulation that never ends. And I ask you, why doesn't anybody say anything? Why don't they care? I don't get it. How many people are in here? Let me look at this here. 13 people, okay. 2 likes, all right. So I got a few people, 2 likes. And I'll share it eventually later to the channel. Let me see what the comments are here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Okay. People are addicted, rapture hopium. They need their rapture fix from the rapture date meetings. That's very well said. Thank you for exposing this, Ken, and always pointing to reading the scriptures for ourselves. Yeah, I mean, you're welcome, Contrite, Matt. Yeah, and they call us mocking and scoffing. Exactly. You know, yeah, I'm going to mock and scoff this. It's asinine. It is ridiculous. You know, it is continuous stupidity. You know, but people continually buy into it. Like, I mean, and it's just like, I wish I didn't care. My life would be so much easier if I didn't care. I mean, honestly, but I mean, we're called to expose this. We're called to bring it out so people can be made aware, because maybe your family or friends or coworkers or whatever happen to stumble upon this nonsense. Like I said, it's not a huge channel, especially being around for 7 years, 32,000 subscribers, but that's a pretty decent base. But the thing that concerns me the most is only 32,000 subscribers, but almost 4 million views. You know, 4 million views. So people are at least interested enough over the years to view this nonsense. 4 million people? I mean, almost. You can look it up yourself. You just go to the main channel, click on the More tab, find out when the channel started. You can see how many videos they are. You see how many views they have. It's disgusting. Let's see what else he all says. Reading from Louisiana. Right. Slow down, I'm taking notes. Hey, if you want to listen to the whole thing, this whole nonsense, just go to Exalted Lamb 1 YouTube channel. It's right there at the top. It started on, you know, I guess he put the video out the 8th or the 9th or whatever, just in time, you know, for the timeline to start in the 9th and the 10th, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's called like, what's it called? Let me see. Let me pause it for a second. That's not let me do it. Anyway, it's called like, did the full moon start the Feast of Trumpets, or did the full moon start everything on the Feast of Trumpets, or something like that? Yeah, that guy that runs that channel has a good imagination. How old is that monitor? Oh, I don't know. I've had this TV for years. Let's see. Anyway, I'm about to end this thing. I think I made my point. I read you all the timeline. You know, like I said, if people want to watch it, I mean, go ahead. I mean, I can't listen to it. I leave it up, you know, just to make my point here. But I don't even want to read the subtitles. I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to do anything. All I had to do is look at the timeline and the comments. And it's like enough is enough. I mean, when does it stop? I guess it never does, because as long as these people have a platform, as long as they have a voice, as long as they're allowed to continue to do this, it may seem harmless, but eventually, when things get really, really, really bad, and people get really, really, really desperate, even more so than they were on the 23rd and 24th and the 6th and the 7th or whatever, and it's, you know, people look at the things I share on my, you know, I don't have access to the Substack anymore. My phone's too old. But I had to update it, and my phone's too old, and I don't plan to update anything. So, but if people look at my posts or whatever, the things I share, this country and this economy is in full collapse. They're just like keeping it up with duct tape. You know, I don't know how they're keeping this thing going. It doesn't even make logical sense how this continues to run and function. I don't even understand it. It is completely illogical. So when it finally does collapse and it finally does crumble and people are still here and they still have to deal with the stuff, they still have to endure, and they still have to try to function somehow within their family and their community and their society or whatever, and they're looking to get out of here, looking to get out of here, looking to get out of here, and then clown like this and Joshua and all these other fools, you know, come up with timeline after timeline and fake rapture date after fake rapture date, and they just keep, you know, promoting this garbage. Eventually people will completely, if they haven't already, turn away from Jesus. They will completely turn away from their faith. They will completely turn away from the gospel. There will be a complete and total falling away, just like the word says. And people like this clown and other clowns will be totally responsible for it. They will be culpable. They will be held accountable. So, anyway, that's about it. This is long enough, almost a half hour. That's long enough. I think I made my point. If people want to watch this, you know, I told you how to do it. You know, if you want to listen to it, you want to watch it for whatever else, to laugh. I mean, because come the 11th, what's the excuse going to be? Oh, you know what? There won't be one. There's never an apology. There's never remorse. There's never regret. There's never an explanation. You know what there is? There's wait for the end of the month or next month, and you'll see another timeline. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. And the excuse is always, I didn't say it was actually going to happen. This is my best guess. This is probable. possible to probable, but I never actually said it was going to happen. But then, month after month, year after year, it's the same garbage. How long can it go on before people say enough is enough? I don't know. I guess people just love this stuff. I guess they're addicted to it. I mean, I don't know what to say. Get a better hobby. Find another job. I don't know. Go for a walk. Go enjoy nature. Go for a drive. I don't know what to say, man. Go preach the word on the street somewhere. Go hand out Bibles. The people would rather do this. They would rather listen and watch this nonsense. So, anyway, I've had enough. I hope you all have a good and blessed day. I've done what I can do. I've called it out. I've exposed it. I've asked bigger and larger channels with much more influence and people that are much better at doing this than I am, and they have a great studio and they have all this awesome, really cool stuff to do it. They completely ignore me. So, okay. I guess I'll do it myself then. Want something done right, do it yourself, right? Alright, well, that's it. Y'all take care. Have a good, blessed day, and I'll talk to you some other time. Bye-bye. Read God's Word. Amen. I can't figure that out.